What's going on, guys? MMA Lawcast live episode 15. I can't believe it's already been 15 weeks since I decided to do this thing, but it's been fun. I mean, the community grows on a week to week basis, so that's even more inspiring and motivating to keep coming back and doing this thing with you guys. So shout out to everybody that joins up in the live chat for every fight day. I know some of you lurkers out there too that don't really comment but still chill out and show your boys some support. I really appreciate that as well too. And then obviously team not live, the guys that watch it after the fact. Shout out to you guys as well too. I really, really do appreciate you guys. Always will remind you guys, just hit that like below as well. That really helps your boy out, especially to let the people know that this is one of the spots that you should be stopping by on fight day to be getting some analysis or at least some last minute thoughts. So shout out to everybody. All right, let me get through my bets real quick so that I can get to the live chat because I don't want to fall too far behind and I don't want to neglect any questions coming my way. So lock of the night play, we got Curtis Blaydes inside the distance, 4 units at minus 167. Personally, it dropped around minus 175, at least according to best fight odds. And I didn't get access to it on any of my sites until at least Thursday, I want to say it was. And that's where I got that minus 167 line over there on Cool Bet. And I was kind of surprised. I thought that line would have got steamed to like minus 200, minus 250 by the time I had access to it. But no, thankfully it's in that minus 167 range. So I was happy to hit that 4 units right there. I'd go 5 full units, but Derek Lewis, just something about that motherfucker. You know what I mean? He's something about that guy. The ability to just say, fuck it, I'm getting up and try to land a bomb on you. It scares me a little bit, but easily this is probably not probably, easily this is my most confident play on the card. So 4 units on Blaydes inside the distance at minus 167. That is the lock of the night play. Dog of the night play. This one seems to be not too popular amongst most people, but I got Jared Gordon 1.5 units at plus 120. I think people are buying a little bit too much into that hype of Danny Chavez in his last fight, where he was fighting a guy that just fought a horrible game plan. I mean, just stayed in front of him, allowed him to get those calf kicks off, and then when he really started to turn it on, we saw Danny Chavez start to back up, start to slow down a little bit. Albeit he did take that fight on relatively short notice. I'm still going to give the edge here to my guy, Jared Gordon, who should be able to move forward, should be able to potentially break this guy and take him down and do that Jared Gordon thing. So I'm riding with Jared Gordon. I got him at plus 120. I'm seeing him around plus 110 now. So it seems like a little bit of money is coming in on Flash. And I'm kind of happy about that. Obviously, that helps your confidence a little bit. I will say, so I haven't made this play yet, but if Andrei Arlovsky hits plus 250, I'm going to have to at least go a half unit on that guy. I feel obliged already at plus 230 to take a shot on him, but I'll give it a little bit more. I'll wait for that plus 250. I think it's going to get there given how these numbers are trending. We still have about 4 hours until showtime. If he hits plus 250 before that, I'm going to take the plunge. And you guys know me. I don't mind being the contrarian. I don't mind picking the Amanda Hebusses. I don't mind picking the Jordan Wrights, especially if I see a little bit of value there and a lot of question marks still. I'm taking advantage of that line. So that's what a potential play of mine. All right, the other couple plays I got, I have Ketlin Vieira parlayed with the Daukaus and Oleinik under 1.5. I have 1.5 units at plus 118 there. The Vieira weight miss is obviously a little bit of a concern, especially given the type of fight that she fights. So if the weight cut did affect her cardio, I think it's really going to mess with her, and it could potentially spring an upset for Yana. With that said, I'm not that hedging type of guy. I'm sticking with my guns on Vieira here. If you guys want to, that plus 230 on Yana, plus 220 doesn't look too bad, and you could definitely, be much worse off in terms of hedging opportunities. But here with Yana, you're getting a good return. So even if you go a half unit, 0.75 units to potentially cover that stake that you might have on Vieira already, not too bad of an idea. But I'm sticking with my guns here. Next up, I have a parlay, and then obviously the Daukaus on Oleinik under 1.5. I think that's pretty self-explanatory. Next up, I have Castaneda and Emmers parlayed 1 unit at plus 164. Personally, this was just going to be a play straight up on Castaneda, but I just wanted a better line, and I really feel comfortable where Jamal Emmers is at and how he matches up with Chas Skelly. I think we see Castaneda, as long as he doesn't get knocked out, I think he should be able to put together a much better game, a much better output than Eddie Wineland and take home a decision victory. Possibility of knocking him out too, considering the possible compromised chin of Eddie Wineland. On the Castaneda side, he's only been knocked out once, so Can you really be mad about that one? And then my last play, under 2.5 on the Rosa and Minner fight. I got 2.5 units there at -160. I love that spot, especially considering that 45 out of their 53 fights have finished under 2.5. That's about 85% hit rate, and I'm right there with them. So unless we see Minner for some reason have a better gas tank or have a way better game plan, I expect this fight to be chaotic for as long as it lasts. But I do like the fight ending under 12.5 minutes. All right, let's get back to the chat here so I can stay as live as possible with everybody. Shout out to the 61 viewers that we have right now, 63, 64, 65. The number keeps racking up. Make sure you guys hit that like button because that will really help your boy out. All right, let's see what these guys are saying. Again, I used to go through every single little comment, but with the amount of comments that I've been getting nowadays, I have to skim through a little few. For everybody that's saying what's up to you guys. Trust me, I appreciate you guys. Let me know about that. Let's see. Logan Young, Big LX from Twitter. What's going on, brother? I appreciate you stopping by. I believe this is your first time stopping by the stream as well. Shout out to the OGs, AA. I know you've been here for a while now. Freddie Facebook been around for a while now. Early Weigh-In podcast been around for a while now. And obviously, my guy, Nick West. Shout out to my guy, Nick West. Shout out, Ottawa. Appreciate you stopping by. It's Booty, another regular. Appreciate you stopping by. 14 fight card, going to be great for DraftKings this week for sure. Yeah, I got to just put my finishing touches on the DraftKings here. So let's see how that goes. Finesse Scott, another loyal supporter of mine. He's saying Pena plus Hawes or Minner plus Imavov for DFS. Not many cheap options this week. Yeah, I wish there were better dog options this week, but for me, it doesn't seem that well. So let's see, Imavov and Minner or Hawes and Pena. This is a tough one. Like, I'm picking Hawes to win, but I'm picking close to win. I'm picking Rosa to win as well too. So I think we could, God damn, that's a tough one, man. I probably have to side with Hawes and Pena. That one hurts because, okay, Hawes wins, first round knockout, you get great points, right? Pena wins, I think it's going to be a decision, but if he wins his style of fight, he's going to get a bunch of control time. He's going to get a couple takedowns, maybe some strikes in there as well too. So maybe he scores well. Even in a loss, he might score not too bad. But then what Imavov and Minner, I think Minner is like kind of like Hawes, first round or bust, but I feel like Hawes has a better chance of winning in the first round than Minner does. And then if Hawes gasses, Imavov is definitely going to take over in the second and third round. So I feel like Pena and Hawes is a better look than Minner and Imavov. But again, if Minner and Imavov win, I think combined they'll score better than if Pena and Hawes were to win. Because again, Minner first round stipulation or win condition there, and then Imavov will probably finish later in the fight as well too. So Young Nasty is saying Lewis wins via flying armbar. If he did that, I'm a little bit skept out by that. Early Weigh-In podcast is saying weight miss. I'm assuming he's talking about Gordon and Vieira. Vieira, I'm a little bit more concerned about given her style of fighting and how she normally looks in her fights. Gordon, not so much. We've seen him miss weight in the past before in his UFC debut against Michelle Canonas. The second last time he was fighting at 145, and he still looked great. Still landed 4 takedowns. Still was able to control the fight for over, I believe it was like 7 minutes or 6 minutes, and then eventually get to finish at the end of the second round. Not worried as much about Gordon. Michael Morris, betting on Gordon is donating money to the bookies. Sure. Everybody said that about Marina Rodriguez as well, too. You got to have some balls in this game. Nothing like that feeling of fight day. I'm right there with you, brother. Big Joe Cleveland. Appreciate you stopping by, brother. Again, just a reminder, everybody, hit that like. That helps a lot. Rasul 1993 is saying Spivak. Yeah, I'm right there with you. A little bit on the heavy side with the chalk, but I think he wins this fight. David Mushak is saying upside units. Yana Kunitskaya can win. Yeah, the weight miss doesn't help, right? So let's go for it. Ned's MMA podcast. The UFC YouTube deleted my comment calling Izzy Gynosaya and that he group S. Just saying no one is batting an eye. Can't say things nowadays, Ned. Come on. Freddie Facefuck, dude, that bet you made what Marquez in round, that round bet you sprinkle got me some extra cash. Hell yeah. I had Marquez sub, I think it was, and then the Fluffy Hernandez round 2. Glad I helped. Excited for some fights and bets, folks. Yes, me too. Where are we at? Where we at? Big Joe saying Ketlin is this week's pie shirt. She could be. Nick West, I hate picking debutantes, but damn, Zahabi sucks. I'm sold on Rodriguez. I need to make a pick, not a bet on this fight. I'm thinking Rodriguez by decision. I wouldn't be surprised if he snatches up a sub too. But yeah, I like Rodriguez as well too. Freddie Facebook, yeah, that was the Hernandez round 2. BP is saying Curtis Blaydes via submission, best play. Let's go. Yes. I took the sprinkle plus 900, not an official bet. It's what I put out on my best bets and props article, but it's not an official bet. But you bet your ass I made an unofficial play on that. Plus 900 is just too much worth it. Brian Rose. My guy Manpri, in regards to Vieira weight, I'm thinking back to when Dumont missed weight by a few pounds against Ashley, and she said post-fight, it was just her lady time of the month. That's hilarious. Yeah, you got to take those things into consideration, right? Like, it's not like the women can just like time when their period is going to be and whether it lines up with when their fight's going to be. So maybe that's what it was. I'm not 100% sure, but yeah, it doesn't look good. That's for sure. Rasul 1993 is saying Aspinall and Blaydes are 100% no. I have question marks about Aspinall. Other people, or the vast majority of people, are very confident in Aspinall. But let's just look over the last couple guys that have come into the UFC and just starch dudes in the first round, and then when they get extended, things look a little bit sketchy, right? So yeah, that's all I'm going to say about Aspinall. I might make a little bet on Arlovsky, and you know, I'm going into it and expecting the worst, which is him getting starched in that first round. But if he makes it out and that second and third round looks like a sloppy Tom Aspinall, I'm going to be happy about my Andre Arlovsky ticket. Billy Briz stopping by once again. Good morning, Locke. What's your thoughts about some of the weight misses? Me personally, I end up crossing the fight off my thought process, but that's lazy analysis. Yeah, I quickly went over them. Gordon, we've seen him miss weight before and still go out there and perform very well. Ketlin Vieira is the one that kind of scares me a little bit. Again, she only missed by like 2 pounds, so you got to believe she was trying to strain herself to really make the weight. Draco Rodriguez, another one, misses by 5 pounds. How much did he strain himself? He's a grapple-heavy type of fighter as well, too, so he's really going to need all of his energy. And then there was one more, right? Oh, Rafael Alves. That guy he's not even fight, so let's not even fucking talk about that guy. Jay Patel is saying, bale. Appreciate you stopping by. It's Booty. Early leans on Dustin Jacoby versus Grishin. Grishin is a small dog. Yeah. I lean Grishin early because I feel like he's the better overall fighter, right? Jacoby is mainly just a striker. So how bad is Grishin's striking that people think that he should be the dog here, especially as experienced as he is and considering as he's an overall mixed martial artist. So that is definitely one fight that I'm going to be looking to get into early tomorrow. Right before actually jumping on the stream, I did record the breakdowns for Hernandez versus Moises and my Ghana versus Rosenstrike ones. I will be posting the Rosenstrike and Ghana one to the public as soon as I edit it after this live stream. But the other ones are going to go up on the Patreon until I release my podcast either on Monday or Tuesday. Should be Monday. You know, don't fret too long. Sergeant Snuggles is saying Blaydes inside the distance isn't available. I'd say Blaydes KO is the most likely, but I would sprinkle that sub as well too. Jay Power is saying appreciate the efforts, man. Homework is done in bets. Love the Blaydes sub sprinkle. Yeah, it's worth it. If he's going to dominate him that much in the grappling realm, why not? At plus 900, it's going to be there. Bravdini is saying, what's up? Yes, I am on DraftKings, mainly DraftKings. I don't do FanDuel. But yeah, DraftKings is where I'm at. Anton D is saying Gordon is straight up cheating. Could be. Freddie Facebook is saying, I used to love Pena. Guy has really let me down. No way I'd ever bet him now, especially against close. Yeah, I got burned by Pena first couple times. It's funny enough, I was actually just going through my betting record the other day, and one of my lock of the night plays was this first fight against Richie Smolin. I took the fight doesn't go to decision at minus 195, and he absolutely murdered that dude. But he's far removed from that guy that we thought had all this potential. He could, change our minds with the dominant performance tonight, but I don't think it's that likely. Richie Gall is saying, do you think Emirates versus Skelly goes the distance? Yes, I do. I think it might be like a little bit of a striking fight mixing with some grappling, but I don't think we see either guy get a finish. Derek Lewis has the best cardio at heavyweight. Yeah, I don't know about that. Finesse God, anyone you like on DK under 7,700? Let me just pull up the DraftKings salary again real quick. Under 7,700. Again, if Derek Minner wins and he wins early, 7,400 will look really nice for a guy that gets a first round win. Pena is not too bad at 7,200, even though I think Close wins that fight. Arlovsky could be sneaky again if he wins this fight and he wins by decision. But the only issue is he doesn't score that much. So I would love to put him as a sleeper play because I do think he's that sneaky spot. But you know what, Kunitskaya 6,900. I think that's a good spot. Yeah, very tough underdog slate here for the DraftKings side of things. Hopefully some of them pull out. Ronnie Jackson's taking Kunitskaya. I don't blame you for that one. Bob's Burgers is saying, "What's your best parlay this weekend?" I'd go Blaydes, Emmers, Daukus, or even the under 1.5 if you have access to that, and then Spivak. You know what I'm gonna do actually. So last week somebody asked me for like or nobody asked me actually. I just fucking gave it to you guys. The best over and unders, and we damn near came through, or damn near came close to coming through with that. I think it was an 8-leg or 9-leg over under parlay I had, and we hit all of them except the under on the Gabe Green fight. That was like $50 to return 65K, or sorry, 6.5K. Yeah, that one hurt when it didn't come through. So this is where I'll probably do going forward for the MMA Lockcast Live, is give you guys a totals parlay for the fun of it. Again, this is just for fun, so don't put any serious money on it. Personally, I have $50 on it to win $2,300. So as soon as you guys are ready, whatever, you guys can rewind this as well and jot it down. But so I got the over 1.5 in the Sergey Spivak fight, over 2.5 in the Jamal Emmers fight, over 2.5 in the Castaneda fight. That one is scaring me a little bit more now that I'm thinking about it. The over 2.5 in the Pena fight, over 2.5 in the Gordon fight, over 1.5 in the Aspinall fight, under 1.5 in the Daukus fight, under 2.5 in the Minner fight, and then under 1.5 in the Imavov fight. So once again, that's plus 55.17, $50 returns 2.3K. Hopefully we can hit this one. That'd be nice. So hobby via submission. He is a black belt. Sure. We just haven't seen him in so long. That's my only issue here. Morgan Kinsey is asking if Oleinik and Daukus under 1.5 is a safe bet. I like it. You know, I mean, not a lot of people are fans of the under 1.5s, but I like it. I do have a bet on it. Yeah, Radical Rosh is talking about Rafael Alves missing by 11 pounds. Absolutely amazing. Jake Halder is saying he thinks Aspinall is going to become a favorite amongst bettors tonight. If he goes out there and starches Arlovsky in the first round, questions are still out. For me, questions are still out. So I'd still look to fade him in the future, depending on the level of competition he'd be going up against. I want to see him 15 minutes. I want to see him at least halfway into the second round. And if he's not huffing and puffing at that time, I'll be a little bit more sold. BumbleCloud24 is saying, lock at work right now, hoping I don't blow my money tonight on these fights. Yes, hopefully we do cash tonight. Very nice. I'm very confident and comfortable with my plays. The only one that gives me a little bit of hesitancy now is obviously that Vieta parlay that I got. Bob's Burgers, I feel a lot of money coming in for everybody today. Today going to be great. I hope so. Bias from his lackluster performance against Antigulov Grisham, very interesting at plus money. Yeah, I'm right there with you. I had the under 1.5 in that fight too, man, and we did not get the Antigulov that we normally get. Early Wayne podcast. He's saying that Olynyk sub is plus 1100. I heard somebody was saying that's not true. It might be on FanDuel. FanDuel always have these crazy numbers, but yeah, plus 1100 is not that bad. BP is leaning Rosenstrike next week. I'm going to be on Gone there, maybe as a parlay piece. And yeah, I'll be on Marion Renault as well. Actually, she just tweeted out recently that the fight's on March 20th now, so that fight might not actually be next week. It might be. It might be different. Jay Collar Pena close quarter decision. Yes, I do agree with that. I think we'll see a slow pace fight there. Neither guy are going to get a finish there. Its booty's going to be on Grisham bet early. Yeah, that will be, if I have the time today before the fight start, I might actually tape it today, but it will be one of the first ones that I tackle tomorrow. That's crazy. Jay's talking about close and his corner. I thought he was with MMA Lab. BP's like, you already know I was on Marion. Where are you though? Where are you? Winhawk is saying, what's the chance of Pitbull's experience? He brings Aspinall to deeper wires and clutches decision into a gassed Aspinall. Love what you do. What a G. Thank you. I appreciate the love there. Again, my concern with Arlovsky is he's just not the highest output. So even if this fight does get stretched, we'd have to be banking heavily on Aspinall having a horrible gas tank. And he's a big dude. It's a lot, to carry around that type of weight for 15 minutes and keep moving around and try to outpoint another guy. I mean, Arlovsky still moves pretty well. His cardio checks out. It's just his output. It's only when he fights guys like Ben Rothwell, who are kind of like standing punching bags, that he's able to get all these crazy strikes off. I think he landed like 150 strikes in that fight, or 170 strikes. Aspinall is going to have to gas really hard. But again, I'm waiting for plus 250. I think he has a little bit of a shot. But we're all talking about hypotheticals at this point in time. So if we're talking hypotheticals, I'm staying away from that minus 250 favorite, who's a newcomer, who hasn't fought anybody to the level of Andrei Arlovsky at this point in time. And all of his wins are pretty much first round. So too many question marks for me. DXJC56 is saying safe and wild parlay for tonight. Well, I gave you the overs and under parlay a little bit earlier, so you can check that out. Freddie Facebook is saying, Locke, if you were in your Dog and Night Challenge, who are you taking? 3 units. Jared Gordon is probably my favorite spot. Yeah, Jared Gordon's my favorite dog spot. Minor round 1, or Hosa round 1, or Hosa round 2, all pay 4 times or higher. Sprinkler someone all 3. Yeah. I'd say Rosa's more likely in round 2, but it could possibly happen in round 1 as well too. I don't see the Rosa fight going the distance. I'm not sure why people say that. Like, unless Minner comes up and completely changes his game and doesn't gas out in round 2 or round 3, I think Rosa subs him, or Minner subs him early as well too. Edwin Hawk is saying he thinks a lot of people should fade Aspinall tonight. People are going to buy into the guy that goes out there and starts his guys early, right? The Luis Cosi, the Rodolfo Vieiras, there's countless other people that just come into the UFC, starch guys on the regional scene, and then people are just blown away by them. Chaos Williams, another guy. I want to see more from Aspinall before I jump on that. Freddie Facebook is saying, I thought you were an unders guy. Yeah, I am, but I'm trying to be reasonable about some of these when I'm making these long shot ones. Aspinall decision, KO or sub. It's tough to say decision. He's never won a decision. He's never won a fight that's past the first round. So yeah, I'd say KO round 1. Freddie Facefuck is saying he has a 14 leg parlay, $10 to win 62K. Goddamn, good luck, buddy. Shout out to Robot Chicken Wings, an avid supporter. Fender Jazz is saying, good day, Locke. Chavez seems so dialed in and pissed about the weight miss. You could hear Gren saying he wasn't doing well. I put 2 units on Chavez after the weigh-in. I see that angle. Dasher Hunter is saying, how much will Derek Lewis All-American Wrestling have an effect? So much. He's going to out-wrestle the hell out of Mr. Curtis Blaydes. Nick West, shout out for the donation. Appreciate the $25 there, buddy. Appreciate the love as always. That's my guy right there. I keep forgetting about the super chat, so I appreciate anybody that hops in on the super chat. It means a lot. It helps out a lot as well too. and I greatly appreciate it. BP, yo, don't play with me, man. Check your comments. I'm looking at the comments. Just like how we were on Vienna, I was on, and will be on Marion. Yeah, okay. Jake C is saying Arlovsky fights a snooze fest. Yeah, because he's surviving nowadays, right? Is Aspinall going to be able to put him out real quick? I'm not sure. Nate Maxner is asking, who's your favorite underdog or biggest prop payout on the card? My biggest prop was Sabatini round 3 plus 1900, but that fight's off now, so that doesn't really help anything. I like Gordon as a dog. I sprinkled a little bit on Blaydes by sub, but I think the most likely outcome is by KO. But plus 900 is too much to pass up at that line. And Casey O'Neill by sub as well was around like plus 600. I think that's a solid shot as well too. Good luck, buddy. Caitlin wins if she stays off the gauge. Yeah, I think she's a stronger one. But again, how much is the weight cut going to affect her cardio and her strength and being able to do that for 15 minutes, right? I think she could withstand it for at least a round and a half, but we'll see. Randy Jackson is saying Lewis KO round 3. Oh, yeah. Thank you, guys. Yeah, that's fucking Lewis's game, but I'm not sure if he'll even be in the fight by that point in time. Waleed Raid, how does Aspinall have so much faith for being a fat Jake Collier and Alan Baudou? He looks good. I don't want to completely shit on the guy. Like, technically speaking, his hands look great, good speed, big dude, obviously. But all the question marks that we have regarding him, I don't get why people are all over it. You know what I mean? I just don't see it. Nate Maxner, I believe I just answered that for you. Jake C, don't call me fat. Hey, Jake Collier came through for me last time. Plus 500 via decision over Gian Vellante. Just saying. Sergeant Snuggles, thoughts on Spivak by decision at plus 150 or just taking fight goes a distance at plus 110? I don't mind that. For some reason, I can see a world where Spivak wins by sub. You know, I mean, most of Vander's finishes or losses have come via sub, and we've seen Spivak go out there and land some subs of his own. So, yeah, that's a tough one. I'd rather take Spivak straight up in a parlay, to be honest. I think that covers all bases there. Obviously not as nice as a plus 150, but at least they can make another play look that much better using him as a parlay piece. But I think the sub line has a little bit of value there too. Richie Gall, Eddie Wineland KO. I think that's his only path to victory here. I think Castaneda mixes it up much better. I think he'll have more output. I think he'll also be able to, the leg kicks also, I think, are going to be a huge factor here for Castaneda to set up the rest of his game. And again, Wineland, in my opinion, at this point in his career is KO or bust. So I'm on the Castaneda train, though. Robot Chicken Wings. Yep. Jake Calder, Waleed, I think the Aspinall hype comes from before the UFC and people have trained with him. But yeah, we need to see him against top opposition going long. Yes, that's exactly my thoughts. Arlovsky on that fat legend UFC paycheck. I don't blame him for stinking the place out. Still getting some dubs, man. Still getting some dubs. Would you say it's worrying for a better that when the public bet a fave to a dog? Depends, right? I've gotten to that point where I'm just like, I don't really care what's going on around me in regards to where the public's putting their money, where the comments are putting their money and all that type of shit. Just be confident in your play. You know what I mean? Sometimes it works for you. Sometimes it works against you. Like the last one that I can remember where it kind of affected one of my bets was Diego Ferreira. I got him at minus 120. I think he comes into the fight as like a plus 105 dog, and it didn't work out for me that night. But it's just depending on your approach. I'm not the greatest at predicting lines, so that's my concern there. But yeah, shouldn't worry you, is what I'm trying to say. Freddy Facefuck, I say we all bet Hawes. Imavov goes to draw. Bet brings first round by Hawes. He gasses out. Imavov wins the next 2 on points. It's a possibility. Like, you like to target fights like these, but my issue here is that Hawes just doesn't have the gas tank to go 15 minutes, right? I think Imavov puts him out before that 15-minute mark, even if Hawes just goes apeshit on him in those first 5 minutes. That's my concern. Martial Arts Fan has Hawes by KO. Robot Chicken Wings. Too bad JDS can't fight smart like Arlovsky. I don't understand why he doesn't go the Glover route and use grappling. Yeah. Apparently he's a black belt in jiu-jitsu, but he just doesn't go about it anymore, right? Glover, old man Glover, is still going out there and giving the whooping to these young bucks. Jay, did you know Close left his camp and has his GF and buddy in his corner? That's a little bit sketchy to me. Let me just check out this IG, his IG real quick. I want to see if I recognize anybody in his corner, especially his buddy. Let's see. Close. Let's see if we see anybody in his corner. I hate when people just repost on IG like other people just say, like it's the same thing every single fucking post. Tomorrow night, my boy's going to war, this and that. I don't think the fighter really needs to repost it themselves. Just take it. Just use it for your own confidence. We don't need to see that fucking 50 people are saying that they're backing you. And then obviously it doesn't look that great when they end up losing as well, right? Yeah, I don't really see anything on his IG in terms of who he's working with. Looks like he's hitting pads with, who's that guy? Damian Early, Golden Era Muay Thai. Co-owner of Golden Era Muay Thai. Interesting. So it looks like a Muay Thai fighter. that's obvious here. Yeah, I don't know. That's a sketchy fight all around, man. That's a fight I'm going to be staying away from regardless. BP, yo, Jared looked like John Vlad. Yo, don't give him that type of flack, dude. He was still ripped up. He was still cut up. Freddy Facefuck, if I were fighting, I'd have all three of my girlfriends in my corner. That'd be a very interesting approach. Fender Jazz, I'm anxious to see Eamon. I saw him fight in Ottawa and it was bleak, but his bro is so good sparring and training. He's got to be learning something from Faraz. Yeah, for sure. He definitely got that Faraz rub to even get into the UFC as early as he did, right? Just as Sergio Pettis got that early rub to get into the UFC as early as he did. So, you know, obviously his last two fights haven't really worked out for him. Even that Vince Morales fight just gives us so many question marks about him. It's his output. You know, is he going to be able to bring that back up? He knows this is probably his last shot in the UFC. So if he goes out there and he loses this fight, you know, he possibly gets cut. So who knows what type of Zahabi we get. But I'm staying the hell away from that fight. Haas got to win tonight. If he lose this, he's a forever fade. Yeah. Depends. Freddie Facefuck. Everyone is on Casey O'Neill. Still odds haven't changed. I know that a lot of people are picking O'Neill to win, but I don't know if they're actually betting her to win. That's myself included. Picking her to win, but I'm not betting her to win. It's a little bit too sketchy considering she's only 5-0. She's 23 years old. You know, she's doing all the right things outside of the cage, but how is it going to look when it gets time to do the business? You know what I mean? So. Danny Sajo, what's going up? One of my earliest followers as well too. Shout out to Danny. Yeah, let's fucking get this bag, man. I'm hoping that we can cash some tickets tonight. Johnny Gullen is saying I'm really liking Arlovsky today. Thoughts, especially on DK. I like him more from a betting perspective than I do a DraftKings perspective because he just doesn't score that much. Now he might be a slate breaker because I think that he'll be heavily be more so on the low side in terms of ownership. But again, is he really going to make it to the optimal lineup at a low score? Not 100% sure. But if he hits plus 250 on the money line here, I might have to take a 0.5 unit stab on him. Rexley, Danny Sajo in the house. Usually the PSR guys go live. Should I go live tonight? Should I go live for the fights? Is that something I should do? Let me know. I'll see if I can round up a couple guys that want to hop in and watch the fights as well too. But yeah, it's booty. Boxing in the UK starts half an hour early if anybody needs anything to watch into the UFC card. Yep, there he goes. Freddie Facefuck. Skelly been sitting around like us degens for the past 2 years, tape studying a lot. He's already a smart guy. Even on Twitter, he said he's learning a lot. Hopefully, he's feeling great. Love from here. Yeah, he's a guy that I've DM'd every now and then. He follows me, I follow him, and we talk every now and then. But this is a tough spot for him, man. Young guy, young explosive guy that he's going up against, and then he's coming off some pretty bad injury. Been off for as long as he has. X factors wise, it doesn't look like a good spot for him to come back to. but he's a dog, man. He could possibly pull it off. Acai Fueled Mountaineer, how's it going, buddy? Appreciate you stopping by for the stream. If you guys, we're over 100 live viewers at this point in time. If you guys haven't already, please, please, please hit that subscribe, hit that like. That helps your boy out a ton. Trust me, it helps me out a ton. Make sure you guys hit that like. That would be greatly appreciated. And screw anybody that gave your boy a dislike. Come on, haters. We got haters out here on fight day. It's all good. But yeah, hit that like button if you guys appreciate what your boy is doing for you. Skelly by sub is plus 650. Not a bad spot to hedge, in my opinion. You know, I mean, I brought it up. I believe it was on the Propping You Up show. In his 11 fights, he's attempted 16 submissions. So yeah, he's searching for a submission. So I want to be surprised if that's what he goes for. Big Turk is saying I should go live tonight. We'll see. Sergeant Snuggles is saying I should be going live tonight as well too. Let's see. Blazed Towns fan is saying he loves my stuff. I appreciate you stopping by. Jay Senado is saying Arosa and Dobson. Not bad spots. I'm picking Arosa, no bet there. Dobson could possibly fuck shit up as well too. 312 to the 757 is saying, what's the lock that I play? It is Curtis Blaydes inside the distance. I got minus 167. It's pretty much playing him at money line, in my opinion. You know what I mean? Like, for him to win inside the distance, Derek Lewis is not going 25 minutes. I don't think he's going to have the gas tank to do so. I think we see Blaydes finish this either in the second or third round. Don't buy a PS5 from Skelly's Twitter. Interesting. I got you. Ronnie Jackson is saying Lewis third or fourth. Could happen. I think it's very low percentage, but yeah. John Gullen is saying, what are your thoughts on the line moving away from Arosa? It's just that Nate Landwehr love coming in, right? It's a very close fight. I completely see both sides of it, but I think people will buy more so into the durability issues of Arosa, so they'll side with the Nate Landwehr side. But yeah, that's a fight I'm just staying away from. I splashed a little on Skelly sub. Yeah, I think it's worth a shot. Plus 650 is not too bad of a line there. Danny Sager, there's some underrated fights tonight. I do agree. I can't wait. Freddie Facebook is saying, go live, watch it all out of agony in the moment. Maybe. We'll see. Bob's Burgers is saying, please do a post-show stream. We all need somewhere to go to talk about our bets post-fight. Interesting. I've always thought about doing like the post-fight show, but I'm always like so baked and done by then. But then also, I've been doing that Locky late night stream that a couple of you have been stopping by on. So shout out to you guys for stopping by on that. But yeah, I don't know. We'll see. Maybe I'll do a main card live stream. We'll see. Randy Jackson, Lewis, and Kunitskaya set them. Okay. I believe more so in Kunitskaya than Lewis for sure. Landwehr's team in the books right now. Yep. People getting those good lines. I don't blame them. Shawnee Mac stopping by as always. Appreciate you, buddy. The love is always recognized. Hawes as well. Yep. Boss Burgers is saying MMA fight companion. Again, if the love is there for it, I'll do it. We'll see. Sergeant Snuggles, all of us are baked too. Don't worry about it. For sure. I don't know. Maybe I'll do it. We'll see. Bob's Burgers, do an MMA lock of the night fight companion. That would be sick. I've done a couple in the past. My issue when I have guests on is that like our streams are usually not at the same point. I normally use Fight Pass. But yeah, it's just maybe I'll do it solo. If I get enough people in the comment section, maybe I'll do it solo. Freddie Facebook, do a live stream, man. Do hit a thumbs down. I got you. Robot Chicken Wings is down for a live stream as well too. God damn. We all stoners. Genie is saying, what's up? Appreciate you stopping by, buddy. Freddie Facebook, if you're not baked, you're not thinking properly. Ryan Diamond is saying, let's get that money today, Lock. Shout out to Ryan Diamond. I believe he's a Patreon member as well, too. If you guys want to support your boy, if you want to hop on the Lock of the Night train, $5 a month, we'll never charge more. I know there's other people flooding the Patreon market now, after the fact and trying to squeeze out that $10 a month from you guys. But I'm always saying that $5 a month. I have the super supporter tier, which is $10 a month, but that's if you guys want to feel a little bit extra generous. There's no extra incentives in the super supporter tier, though. $5 a month gives you access to the full thing, right? Early access to breakdowns, best bets and props article, Discord channel where we have a great community. Everybody stays lively in there. Pay-per-view parlay for the Patreons, where I pretty much just put 5% of my Patreon take on a parlay on any pay-per-view card. And if it hits, which it did this past weekend, I paid the winnings out to a random patron. So a lot of good perks there. Shout out to everybody that's already on the Patreon. But yeah, just wanted to give that shout out. Bob's Burgers is saying solo is awesome. All right. Another guy saying solo is awesome. Okay. Genie is saying if you do a 2-person fight companion, one of you should be sharing your fight screen on a backstage StreamYard. Ooh, that's a good point. I didn't know you could do that. Yeah, not a bad idea. Mr. Always 420. My guy Jim Osun is saying he's there for the live stream. All right, maybe I'll do it for the main card. I'm so baked. I see you blurred. You guys are awesome. Rexley, hey, Lock and I, does your Sony equity like watching the fights with you? For those of y'all wondering what the hell Sony equity means, it means my good girl, my AKA the wife. So when we first started dating, yeah, we were watching a lot of fights together and stuff, but her interest has really waned. We've been to a bunch of fights together. So we started dating in like November of 2014. And then 3 months later, we road tripped from here in Toronto all the way down to Boston to watch Connor fight Seaver. And that was fucking amazing. She became a fan there. But now, right now, it's like her only fan or sorry, the only person she really likes fighting or watching, sorry, is Ioana and Jacek. So when she's fighting, maybe she'd be on board. But yeah. Genius saying the quality is horrible for me. Really? Is it really that bad? Yeah, you're right. Goddamn. Not sure why it's so bad, but not doing anything different on my end. All right, let's keep up here. Bob's Burger saying I'm totally there for a solo companion with chat. All right. It's Booty. The Patreon is actually great value for money. I appreciate you hopping by. I got to figure out who you are on the Patreon, man, because you're always stopping on by. Appreciate you. Yeah, same. John Gillian Wineland winning via KO. It's a possibility. I think that's his main win condition. I'd kind of be surprised if he wins by decision here, but I'm on the Castaneda side. Yes, sir. Appreciate you guys. Jay Collar, the Patreon is great value, even if you don't hop on every tip. When I'm not broke again, I'll definitely be back on. Appreciate you, buddy. But yeah, again, I don't expect you guys to tell every single play that I have. I'm not one of these guys that are making hundreds of units and shit, but I know that my reads are on point for most fights. Maybe not making the best selections when I'm making the actual bets, but I'm hoping to really round out that part of my game and get back to those early days where I'm just hitting lock and night plays in like 7-8 fight event streaks. And I'm thinking about making a little bit of an overhaul to my strategy again, which is going back to those old days of just, my lock of the night play and just one underdog play. No need to get like 10, 11, 12 units deep onto a card. Just go back to what is my bread and butter. And I think I might do that after this card, but we'll see what's up. Roberto Lopez showing his face once again. Appreciate you stopping by. What are your feelings on Haas again? I'm going to pass. I'm on the Haas train, but I'm not betting it this time around. Just take him round one. That's the best value you're going to get. I think I saw plus 250 at one point. But yeah, close fight. Early weigh-in, nothing better than dragging the wife to fights. She enjoys them. Like we've gone to pretty much every single fight together since we've been together. Like not every single fight, but like any fight that I've gone to, she's been the plus one, and she enjoys it. Right. The last one we went to, I think, was UFC 231. I might be off on that. It was the Shevchenko and Ioana card. That's the last one that I've been to live. Freddie Faceful quality wasn't great, but I still love your voice. Oh, thank you. Roberto Lopez, I have a stacked do not go to decision parlay. Interesting. All right, let's hear this out. Spivak, okay, I can see that. Rosaminer, yes, I see that. Haz Imavov, yes, I see that. And Blaydes was not bad. The only one I would question is the Spivak one, but yeah, that's not a bad one right there. Perfect. Thank you for letting me know, Jeannie. Fender Jazz, you have the righteous herb. I'll have whiskeys with the beer back. Then the MMA universe is bouncing me cash. I hope so. I fucking hope so. Roberto Lopez, things look good here. I'm the same, Lachlan. I appreciate it, buddy. It's Booty. I go by my real name on the Patreon. I'm Adam Boot on there. All right. Are you on the Discord? That's the question. What's your username on the Discord? If you're not on the Discord, you should be on the Discord. Sex God. Okay. Is there a little naive to think that Minner can choke a Rosa when Mitchell couldn't? Mitchell seems the better grappler, but maybe Minner has more strength in the first. So Mitchell is just going for all these crazy submissions, right? He's going for the twisters. He's trying to muscle all these types of submissions, whereas Minner is like looking for that choke. I think with him being even as successful as he is, right? Like 22 out of 25 victories via sub, albeit maybe against questionable competition, but it's a possibility. You got to believe at 22 out of 25 times that the guy is good at finding a choke. But yeah, I think that Rosa will be able to withstand it. And then I think we'll see him take over after and possibly finish him in the second or third round. Genie's saying he's got to reheat his McDonald's breakfast. Early Wayne podcast is saying my wife and I went to 236 Izzy and Gaslam and Max Lesson. Amazing card to go through, absolutely amazing card. Good shit there. I'm trying to remember the best fight card that me and the wife went to, and it might have to be 231. That was Holloway Ortega, Joanna, and Shevchenko. We had Matt Brown versus, I think the Matt Brown and Cerrone fight was on that card too. We were also at the card where we had Duho Choi versus Cub Swanson. And I think that was the one before that, UFC 2 something. I can't remember exactly which one. Dylan R, I just played DraftKings. Going to tell you're under 1.5 on Olynyk Daukaus by loading up on that fight and hoping the winner scores an early finish. Yeah, I think you'll be good if you back either side there. I'd have a little bit more Daukaus than Olynyk, but yeah, I'm with you right there. I'm gonna cry if Curtis or Kelton loses, or Ketlin loses. I'm assuming you mean. Yeah, it would really suck if Curtis loses here. Blaydes, Emmers, Aspinall, Landwehr, parlay. I'm a little bit skeptical about Aspinall. I'm picking a Rosa, but I could see a scenario where Landwehr wins as well too. So I'm not mad at that one. I've never used Discord. How do I get on? When you're on the Patreon, just hover over your avatar, then go to my profile settings, then click on my apps, and then it'll give you a connect button on there. You click on that. If you've never used Discord before, I'll let you sign up, and that's you hop on to it. It's little like messenger server that I have amongst a lot of people on the Patreon. So make sure you hop on that. Got a great group of guys on there, and we even have a live event banter chat that I try to stay as active on it as I can. Roberto Lopez, I say I go in to bet a few units, I always end up holding a lot of tickets. Not a good practice. Don't get too enticed by that. Plus money on these prop bets. Yeah, no, I hear you. MMA Genie saying I want to go to UFC 450 possibly when I will be 18. Early Wayne podcast. We sat in the row right behind Matt Frivola's wife and brother. Interesting, nice. I believe that's the night he fought Pena, right? Yeah, he fought Turner that night. Nice. It's weird being around like family members and stuff of fighters when you're at fights, right? Because especially if they get like brutally knocked out. Ooh, that's tough scenes. I've seen instances where like they end up leaving and just don't come back, especially if the fight is early on in the night. But there's nothing like live fights, man. My only qualm with going to fights live is just sitting beside the idiots, right? Like the casual fans that just talk all this stupid shit and just want to create stupid ruckus and get a little bit too drunk and then try to be a little bit hostile and shit. That's my one qualm with live events. Outside of that, though, I love, live event atmospheres. Like the two posters type of things that I have around me right now are probably one of the best, like, experiences of being at live events. This one right here, UFC 113 with Shogun and Machida. First ever live event I went to. At that time, Shogun, who he still is probably my favorite fighter of all time, and to see him capture the title the way that he did was super super fun, super super great, and that really was a turning point for me in terms of becoming a full time fan, a diehard fan. And then up there is the UFC 194 plaque where I have my ticket there for Aldo versus McGregor. That was a fight week in Vegas where they had 3 fights back to back to back. When they had a fight card on Thursday where I went to, it was Rose Namajunas against Paige Van Zandt. We had Thiago Santos against Elias Theodoro on the undercard there as well too. A lot of good fights. I think Johnny Eduardo against Aljamain Sterling, amazing card. Then on Friday it was Frankie Edgar against Chad Mendes. We didn't end up going to that fight, but we did end up watching Joe Rogan, who usually does comedy the night before a pay-per-view event in the city that he's in, right? So that was fun. And then the next night, obviously, Connor Aldo. I think we also had Luke Rockhold against Chris Weidman for the title, Jacare Souza against Yoel Romero, Max Holloway against, I think, Jeremy Stevens. Ton of great fights. Such a stacked card. So much fun. All right, back to the live chat here. JK96, I know Caitlin missed weight, but she didn't look that bad at the weigh-in. I think she looked bad. I do have a bet on her, but I am sweating it out a little bit right now. I will admit that. You can live bet and snag the KO prop right before the app refreshes. Interesting. Shiny Mac, I think I might dump DraftKings. I've had all fighters win before, and if they aren't the top scorers, you only make 5 times profit, whereas the parlay of those guys is always like plus 2,500. Yeah, you're right about that, but like you might as well just play both. You know what I mean? Maybe not invest as much into the DraftKings side of things, but I still think it's worth opening up that avenue of potentially cashing out, right? So I don't mind that. Mr. Always 420 UFC 129 was crazy. First live event I went to. Yeah, that was a crazy one too. That one again, that's one that I got to volunteer at for the UFC. So it's pretty much cage side for that entire night. Insane atmosphere, right? 55,000 fans. GSP, Mark Hominick, Randy Couture, and Leon Machida. Amazing card, amazing atmosphere. Yana just going to want to have a hug fest on Ketlin. Yeah, I don't think she'll be successful in doing so in the early parts of the fight, but later, I think it's a little bit sketchy for Ketlin backers. Radical Rosh is saying, you think Yusuf Zalal is a busted prospect? I don't think he's busted at, per se. You know, that matchup against Sung Woo Choi was a very bad stylistic matchup for him. I think he still can make improvements. I think he comes from a great camp. I think he could potentially still put together a solid run, crack that top 15, and maybe really round out his game a little bit more. Maybe work on the striking a little bit more, and rounding out a full MMA game. Sort of not just being so desperate for takedowns and then having to fight back, right? So, yeah. Early win is saying he's so jealous. I saw Connor win his belt. Yeah, I saw. So I've seen Connor twice now, right? The Seaver fight, which is where he that's like almost the beginning, right? He headlines the card in Boston. Obviously Boston, heavy Irish crowd there, very very fun. And then him knocking out Aldo was amazing. I was speechless for like 10 minutes. I had a little bit of a wager on Aldo in that fight, and my jaw was on the ground for a while. The crowd was just going nuts. Absolutely amazing atmosphere. Jay Calder saying, I remember how pissed I was missing out on tickets for Woodley Edwards because of the bots. Well, at least that event didn't end up happening. So DraftKings is a great way to waste your money, depending on your approach, right? Who you got between Yan and Izzy? I'm on the Izzy train here, but I'm not sure if I'm going to be betting him at that line. Maybe a parlay piece, but again, like I said a little bit earlier, I might be overhauling my approach of these fights, and why bet fights that I have some question marks about when I have other spots that I have way more stronger feelings about, like the Kamaru Usmans and the Blaydes inside the distances. I'm okay with losing a Blaydes inside the distance parlay, or sorry, a play on that, because one of the best fighters, and going up against a guy that has very little path to victory. Whereas Yan, he's 3-0 against guys that are coming up from middleweight. I know Izzy is another breed, but I still have question marks there. Roberto Lopez, I have been to numerous live events and like live concerts, enjoy the background and production more than the fights. I no longer go, nor do I have interest. I just like the atmosphere. That's my main thing. Fender Jazz, dude, I ended up sitting with Theodore's best friends and he got booted from the UFC. They're asking me what I thought of him before they told me they were his buds. I might know those guys. That's almost my crew, because he trained at the gym that I used to work at, and I know most of those guys. Zalal fooled around too much last fight. Yeah. Roberto Lopez is passing on Vera. I can't blame you. Zalal wins his next fight. He's on a 2-fight win. Yeah, he needs to win his next fight for sure. Profit equals profit. Yeah. Ain't that the truth, though? Adesanya KOs. Yeah, that's my early thought for sure. Kananu, what are your thoughts on who Max Holloway fights next? Ooh, good question. Very dominant performance last time around, right? Let's see what the rankings look like. Like you can make a case for him to fight against the winner of Volkanovski and Ortega. Let's do fucking Max Holloway against Zabit Magomedsharipov. Why are we fucking around? Like we keep trying to do Zabit versus Yair. Now Yair is going to be sitting out for a while. Let's do Zabit versus Holloway if we're not going to give Holloway the title shot. Come on. Freddy Facefuck. So Lock, between you, Guru, Bleed, and Saftik, who'd win that MMA tournament deathmatch? I don't know. I'm not entirely sure. I don't know what their backgrounds are. I know Saftik's been around the fight game for a while. Maybe I'll probably be back Saftik in that. Jumped in Aldo's face in Boston too. Yeah. That's when he hopped over the cage and went up to Aldo. That was classic as fuck too. Yeah, that was awesome. MMA Gina, you bet when you go to live events, I would just go and enjoy it without feeling nerves. Some people need to bet to enjoy the fights. I can enjoy them regardless. But yeah, I always bet on fights, especially when I was in Vegas, right? Like I wanted to have that experience of going to a sports book and laying cold hard cash down rather than like just through a bookie online. So yeah, that was a great feeling. Thoughts on Aspinall, Close, and Rosa? I have question marks about Aspinall. I know a lot of other people are super impressed by him, and he could absolutely go out there and start Arlovsky in that first round. But I can't bet a guy who's just been starching dudes in round one and never fought anybody to the level of an Arlovsky, right? Again, hindsight's going to be 2020, and everybody's going to be like, "Oh, look, Aspinall did what everybody said he's going to do." But like, you got to have a wider scope than that, than just saying, "Okay." Based on him knocking out Jake Collier and Alain Baudou, who doesn't even deserve to be in the UFC, and obviously his regional run too, man. I too many question marks, man. Too many question marks. It's Booty. If Gaslam can have Izzy nearly out there, then Yan certainly can, but I don't think he will, to be honest. Yeah, I think Izzy's going to be at a speed advantage there. Yeah. Don't count out Yan, man. Don't count out Yan. Not saying I'm going to bet Blachowicz, but I might not bet that fight at all. Yeah, let's do Zabit versus Max. That would be a great fucking fight. About better. These guys' contracts are all fucked, so they are not highly motivated to work for the UFC. Who are you exactly talking about? Nick West. Olenek eats shots coming in, but wraps up, trips, and falls on top of guys very well. That's why I don't want to pick Daukaus. Yeah, that's why I'm going with the under 1.5. I just think that the quick shots and the crisp boxing now of Daukaus will be able to catch him on the way in and possibly knock him out before he's able to get his paws on Daukaus. But yeah, I'll take Daukaus first round KO, but that under 1.5 is where my money's at. Freddie Facefuck was saying I thought Genie was banned. Come on, guys. We gotta be civil here. We gotta be positive. Genie's a solid dude, putting in the hard work, a very good interviewer, especially at the age that he's at. But yeah, he'll always have my support. He's number one Olenek fan, but he's gonna knock out Daukaus. Aspinall makes me nervous with his last fight. Seems like he'd rather cruise than full out win. That's where my question is for him, right? How does his cardio look in round 2 and round 3? That is my only question mark about the guy. If he can prove me wrong in that aspect and I can factually see it with my eyes, then I'll stop. I'm not hating on the dude. I'm questioning the dude. So, yeah, if he's not able to knock out Arlovsky in that first round, how is round 2 and round 3 going to work? Again, he's a big dude. It takes a lot to carry around that type of weight. Can he do it for 15 minutes? That's my question mark. Freddie Facebook, my most confident is Daukaus inside the distance. Ooh, you'd say even more confident than Blaydes inside the distance? Shout out Nick West. I appreciate the questions as always. Hunter Silver, Damlock, Power's been out, miss y'all all week. Kind of banking on y'all's research on this one. Hoping we come through, man. Make sure you check out that final weigh-in stream that we did. Make sure you check out that final weigh-in stream that we did yesterday on odds, as well as the propping you up show that me and Cody did on Thursday. But yeah, hoping we can come through for you here. Mr. Always 420 Aspinall is saying, we'll see. I don't know if Arlovsky will knock him out, but if you're talking about Aspinall knocking out Arlovsky, it's possible. Absolutely possible. Fitting the old brothers breaks my heart, but we're going to see some punishment tonight. Ooh, we should see. Freddy Facefucks, you live at 5 o'clock. Don't let me down. I don't think I'll do it at I don't think I'll do it for the prelims. I think I'll do it just for the main card. So if you guys want to hop on for the main card, I'll tweet out a link. Fuck it, I'll do it. I'll do solo fight companion. If we get the numbers and people come out, I'll do the main card. I'll do it for you guys. You guys are asking nicely enough. Nick West is saying Aspinall comes at Arlovsky to force that wild exchange. He will win, similar to what Karatanov did to him. Yes, way less experience, but still a puncher. Haritonov, yeah, great kickboxer, has a ton of background, and didn't have as many question marks going into that fight as I do about Aspinall. But yeah, Aspinall could absolutely come in and do that to Arlovsky. That is the obvious outcome here, right? But I like to think a little bit deeper at times, and given the historical data that we have on Aspinall, I have those question marks still. Freddie Facefuck is saying prelims are the best limbs. SKD, yes, we will be there, man. All right, fine. Fuck. At I think so. It's an 8 p.m. Eastern main card start time. Ooh, just in time for you guys to shut me up about Aspinall, right? He's the first fight on the main card, so maybe all you guys are going to be chitter-chattering me up and saying, "Oh, why'd you pick Arlovsky?" Whatever. I'll be nice and baked at that time, so maybe I'll just roll off my back. Mr. Fortoni, I will share it on Twitter. I love the idea of the live stream. Sure. All right. I will do a solo fight companion for you fellas at 8 p.m. Eastern. Make sure you guys join up there. And we're already at the 1 hour mark of the stream, which is where I like to cut this thing off. So if you guys haven't already, make sure you guys hit that like button below. That will truly help your boy out. And just because you guys asked so nicely, I will do a live stream 8 p.m. Eastern for the main card. I think there's 5 or 6 fights on the main card. I'll do it for you guys solo, as long as you guys stay nice and active in the chat so I don't feel like a complete loser. That would be great. But I'll see you guys at 8 p.m. Eastern. I appreciate you guys stopping by. And good luck on your bets tonight. If you are not joining me tonight, again, good luck. Otherwise, I'll see most of you guys tonight at 8 p.m. Eastern. I'll create the link right now as well, too, so you guys can turn on your notifications to see when I actually go live as well. All right? See you guys then. Good luck on your bets. See you guys in a couple hours. In a different state of mind as well.